Hey everyone, can you hear me? This is DyanaRozay. Welcome to my channel. Okay, if you guys can hear me, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. I'm not sure if you can or not. For some reason, I'm not getting any response from you guys. Hey, Angela. Okay, all right. Thank y'all. I appreciate that. So I am going to stay off camera today, but I am going to chit chat with all of you. Now I see the ones. Greetings. Where are you guys from? Go ahead and put that in the chat too. I love to see where you guys are um, signing in from. I see Tina Turner, ZZ, Hey Miss Sheree, Uppity. I have S. McNeil. I have a channel member, Sweet Lissa. Lissa, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Thank you for being a member. I appreciate you. We have Megan. We have Black Beautiful Love, Brenda Beautiful, Bridget, Pamela, Angela Nelson. Okay, you guys are logging on. Great. So I'm glad to see that. Oh, and you're coming from everywhere: Mississippi, Florida, Georgia, Fort Worth, Texas. All right, Jersey is in the building. Hi, you guys. Thank y'all so much for logging on and being with us tonight. Got you from New York, L. Lovely, South Carolina. Okay, y'all. Thank y'all so much. Okay, if you have not been paying attention, I put up a video a little earlier today, letting you know that Melody looks like she has called a truce of sorts. She has been her and her mother both, in my opinion, have been very open. You guys let me know if you feel the same way. I do believe that she has been very open in sharing what was going on the show. Um, we have to remember that I believe they started filming the second half of the season that's airing currently. I believe it was in May. It finished filming. They wrapped in July. So what we're watching right now is everything that happened between May and July. Thank you guys so much. Please hit that like button when you come in. So we are watching the show from May through July. That's the taping that we're getting now. Um, and of course, it all started with a bang with that big blowout at Madani, the little scuffle. And then, people were very vocal at that time about what should happen. Like, we were up in arms for the most part. It was, kind of hard to imagine that it would have gone to that level. But things were going down. Fans were, outraged, asking what was going on. You guys remember the night that we saw that leaked footage from, I'm assuming it was from Wanda. Uh, Everybody had like lost it, and then Melody had came on and said that she was fine, everything's good. When we watched that evening, Melody came on again. She came onto our live and said, guys, that happened months ago, I'm fine, all is well. And then the show progressively, was making other decisions that not everyone was in agreement with. And a lot of people were listening. I would think executives, Melody, of course, Melody's mother was watching, and they have shared some information since, where they basically said, you know, I believe the actual word used was bully. Like Melody made a comment of the sort, like, people are upset because they don't like to see people getting bullied. I believe that's what she said, you guys. And then she had also made the comment that she knew people were talking, that executives were talking, and that people had heard what was going on, and that decisions were being made. Well, it looks like she had a meeting with Carlos, and I'm not for sure with anyone else. Sometimes people get on those conference calls and they all sit and they talk about what's going to happen next. But at the end of it, she must have felt pretty good about it, because she ended up um, literally asking everyone to please move forward with watching. I don't even think there's 2 episodes left. I think maybe 2 or 3 episodes, and then we are going to the reunion, and it's done. So we're not going to see very much with the next three episodes. What we do know is that there was a big rumor that Arion was going to be on the show. You guys remember that? I'm not sure where that came from, but there was a big rumor that Arion was going to be on the show. And I was like, I'm going to have to wait and see, because that was one thing I wasn't so sure about. Um, it did surprise me to see the other brother, but I thought, whoa, if they're putting AC on, then the show has legit. I don't know what to say next, because at this point there's no rules, clearly. But according to AC, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but according to AC, she will not be on the show, okay? She decided to make a post that I'm going to show to you guys. She made it just a little bit ago, maybe 15, 20 minutes ago. So some of you may have seen it already, some of you may not, but I'm about to share my screen and put it up here so that you guys can see, hopefully. Okay, so she said, "No, I will never be on Love and Marriage Huntsville, nor will my son. They've asked numerous times for him. TF, y'all know what that stands for, the UF, okay? Carlos just in Huntsville meeting with the cast yesterday. I was brought up. He said I was too disrespectful. That is what he said. So, who do y'all think asked for her to be on the show? And he responded, she is too disrespectful. And she said, laughing my A off, this tickled me. Your show discussed me for over 2 years before I even said anything. I don't owe y'all S, okay? And I'm not kissing y'all ass. At Oprah, now she's including Oprah in this conversation, your network on BS, lying on people for fake storylines. They told me never bring her up. LOL. LOL. So I don't know who that means. If they mean never bring up Oprah, because yeah, I told you guys that she had a order, and this sounds like she had a gag order. She was not supposed to discuss certain things. So they said she told me to never bring her up. The lies, y'all. The the contract y'all finessed me into signing. I hate that for me. So, contract, what do y'all think that is? Tell me in the comments. If she's not on the show, she didn't have a contract. What she had was an agreement to shut her mouth, okay? In the next paragraph, she said, these people are delusional. I stood up for myself. Y'all lied and still lying, making fake stories up for views. Y'all can keep watching that clown shit they playing, y'all. It's reality TV. They will never tell y'all the truth, only what sells. The whole cast films going along, making money. It's an easy job, and they want fame from that little old Huntsville. Not sure what she tried to say there, but it's miswritten. Then she said, nobody was that girl enough to not use someone to be their relevant, to be relevant, never had it alone. Let's be clear. Whew, if you know that you're that girl, why hate on the next? Intimidated real bad. So clearly she is hurt, you guys. She is pissed. The conversation where clearly someone asked, I'm going to just assume it was Martell, because who else in the room would ask that question? Martell asked if she could be on the show, and Carlos said absolutely never. She can never be on the show because she is too disrespectful. I know you guys want to come on and talk to me about it, because honestly, this is wild to me. This show has been on the air for what, 4, 5 years now? And she still thinks that she is the reason the show is what it is. I am so grateful that they said no to her. I don't know what to do. And I'm grateful they told her to shut up. All that crap about her writing a book and all that stuff, you're writing someone else's story. That's all there is to it. I mean, it's unfortunate you had a baby by a married man, but it is what it is. I see Love Key. That is a channel member. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining. We have Andrea Jones, channel member. Thank you so much for joining. Sylvia P. Thank you so much for joining. So you guys, what are y'all thinking about this? Is there anyone who wants to come on? I will definitely put a link in the chat, but there's some other things going on too. So I want to tell y'all about that as well. Let's see what you guys got to say. Let's see. She is going to be a thorn in his side forever. Well, it looks like he wants her to be. Um, he took some information. I mean, this could, I should say alleged because it there was a meeting yesterday. That's obvious. I told you guys we could all see that from things that Melody and her mother were tweeting, and actually, or tweeting was putting out, but actually Melody and her mom was actually putting that information out before yesterday. So Melody and her mother, again, could have had a separate meeting with someone else outside of Carlos. The meeting with Carlos may have just happened yesterday, but Melody and her mother may have had it before that because Melody has been pretty cool and asking people to watch the show since Friday. Okay. Friday, I believe she sent the message out with Carlos King in it. And then she asked us on Saturday to watch. So, interesting stuff. But yeah, Pacino Rule, she is still mad. Whew, it is crazy. Leslie Barber said, but no one has never said her name. Absolutely no one. She actually put herself in the business. We could have all gone without ever knowing her and just having her be like, a complete ghost, anonymous to the show, anonymous to the viewers. I don't think anyone would have ever like thought about it because at the end of the day, who cares? It could have been anybody. And as Melody has pointed out, she was anybody at that point. You're not the only one. Tanga said that Martell has more feelings for her than he ever felt for Melody. AC is his type. Mm, interesting. Um, Janice Panos, number one, thank you so much for being a member. I appreciate you. But yeah, so she is coming out and she is spilling the beans about what happened in a meeting, which shows you that she does not care about Martell at all. Like, honestly, you just sat down with your boss, supposedly, to have a conversation about next steps and making sure that you guys are respectful. And she couldn't even keep it, under wraps. She had to share it on IG as quickly as possible. London said, I cannot see Mel and Miss Van continuing to support the show. If AC comes on, the Scott brother was their final straw. London Life, I agree with you. If you guys, for those of you who follow me, you have heard me say when that rumor first came out, I was like, ooh, I don't see that happening. I just didn't. And for a lot of reasons. And if you guys listen to Carlos King, I know that you probably haven't. I will do a video about it, a full video about it tomorrow. Thank you, Advocate for Justice, for being a member. For Injustice for being a member. I apologize. Advocate for Injustice. But if you guys heard a little snippet of Carlos King, they were playing it on like Jasmine Brand and all that stuff today. He had a full conversation with another YouTuber where he said he thought what Giselle did was disrespectful. He said that she is a fourth multiplier, which means she sets the tone for the show. And he thought that she was out of order on Real Housewives of Potomac. And I thought, interesting choice of words, because people have been saying the exact thing about him. Let's see. Um, Marilyn Taylor said she is Martell's mouthpiece. I agree with you on that one, sis. What else do we have? Um, you guys are funny. We got 488 of you on live, so go ahead and hit that like button, please. Andrea Moore, thank you for that. It was DJ Richie Sky. Yes, he shared the platform with Carlos on his podcast, and they discussed a lot of things. One of the shows with Real Housewives of Potomac, and some of the things that Carlos was saying, he found distasteful and disrespectful happens to be a lot of the things that he is being accused of with Real House, or excuse me, with Love and Marriage Huntsville. So I definitely want to share that with you guys tomorrow. Let's see. Betty McWilliams said, I don't think she was brought up. I think that Martell told her that she was brought up to appease her, and it backfired. Well, honey, it backfires every single time. That is what I'm talking about. It is so, whatever he says to her, it doesn't take her but a second to get it back out there. And that goes to show us a couple of things. Number one, she still believes him. She still trusts him. And if she believes and trusts him, she loves him. Okay. So That's all we need to know with that. So all of that charade madness, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I also don't believe that he called Melody by her name at that vacation. I don't think that happened either. I think that he feeds her things to keep her okay, to, make sure that she knows that she still holds a place. And it is what it is. Let's see. Bridget said nobody ever said her name. Yep, we already said that. Nobody ever said her name. Uppity said they think putting Sugar Mama in the same school with Knox is going to get Knox and Slaw on the show. So you guys, let me ask you a question. Where did you hear that? I did see a comment made by one of the it was someone. First of all, Martell posted a picture of him and his son with Arion on both Facebook and on his IG page. So he really wanted to make sure that he wanted to make sure, okay, that he got everybody talking about this photo. For the last 3-4 weeks, he has been keeping a very low profile. And you know what else? They didn't even release that doggone magazine article. If they did, it was limited only to people who already had a subscription. I didn't find it in a store, and you weren't able to buy it online. So if you guys had success with that, let me know. But I actually looked for it, and I think that they limited the release of it because I could not find it anywhere. And I want to thank, let's see, I want to thank Peace and Love, um, and I think it's K Gale. I want to thank you for becoming a member. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I apologize if I mispronounce your name. But yeah, you guys, it is getting heated. It is getting heated with that. Okay, let's see what else is going on. He is a narcissist at its finest. Whew. Let's put up another photo because yeah, I want to show y'all the picture of him and the baby. So what do y'all think of that? I did blur out the baby's face because you guys, he does not hold a public platform the same way that Melody's children do. So I did blur it out, but that is the picture. And then I did hear that he was going to the same school as Sugar Mama. Now, when I read through the comments to see where that was, S. McNeil said, can a pick me get an upscale article to give to DyanaRozay?" Thank you, S. McNeil. I appreciate that. Yes, ask for that. I would love if someone could forward that article, not the blurry article that they published online. I wanted to see the actual magazine, but I did not see it. And that says a lot too. If they did not release that article, it appears to have only gone out to current subscribers. If you weren't a subscriber, they didn't send that article out. And I did not see it on a newsstand anywhere, anywhere, you guys. So I think that they pulled it back. I don't know. That was a lot of negativity and they pulled it back. So let's see what else. So yeah, here he is standing at the school. He said it took him 1 year to put him in the school. And now it is being suggested, I should say alleged, that he is in the same school with the children that, or not the children, because the other group is older. So I think Sugar Mama is 2 or 3, maybe she turns 3. So that would be like a preschool, right? Whew, interesting stuff. People in Martell's comments, this is coming from Uppity, is swearing that this baby looks like the Eminem kids. However, he does not look like, yeah, I don't think that he is. The Eminem kids look like Melody and Martell, and his son looks like him and AC. But let me put up the comment that he made regarding that post. He said, "How time flies. It seems like last month I was saying I had one more to get into school. And a year later, Maverick is here, haircut, and to school we went. And no better day than school picture day. Hats off to a great week." Now, he posted this, I would say, after school, okay? So I heard that AC had moved. If he is getting him into school, preschool, or that type of thing, it most likely is a school that he has to pay for. So 1 year later, he put his kid into school where he is, I guess, paying a tuition. So what do y'all think about that? Does anyone want to come up and talk? Let me get a link out there for y'all. Okay, so I just put up the link. I'm about to pin it. And you guys let me know if you guys are wanting to come up. Thank you everybody so much for joining. We have 596 watching. We have 251 of you, 252 now who have liked the video. Please like, and then come on in and let's talk about it. Come on in and let's talk about it. But yeah, so he had that to say. Let me put up what this is what I saw here. I should have blacked this out, but this was on a public platform. And this person was on Facebook under Martell's comments, and they said, "All right, Maverick, handle your business, young king. Martell Holt, I commend you on being present and accessible to all of your children." Now, how she would know this, I'm not sure. But she said, "I further appreciate that Maverick will grow up connected to his siblings. I remember meeting you and Mariah at TOC. They see there's something that get lost on television and social media. I witnessed you coordinating your daughter's care and comforting her as you were, sir." So, interesting, you guys. So come on, y'all. Somebody get on and talk. I know that y'all don't have to did I lose my pen? Let's pin it again. You guys can come on in and let me know what you are thinking. Okay, so I'm going to put on Tasha, Marita to stream, and Denny. Oh, look what we have left. Okay, you guys. So let me know what's going on, what you think.
This man is so good evening first. And
Good evening,
you never pronounce my name right. It's Maritha. But that's okay. You'll get it.
Maritha. I
Yeah,
will
you'll
pronounce
get
it
it.
correctly from this point forward. I apologize. It's Maritha.
You
Okay.
know, it's dreadful. It's just dreadful. This man has, when you think he has gone lower than the lowest, he
Mm-hmm.
comes right back and do something that's so atrocious. I don't understand why, you know, why would he do that? For the life of me, I just cannot understand why he would do that. And
What are you
his
referring to, Maritha? That he
by
would put them in the same school, or
putting
that
them
he
in the
would tell?
same school.
Okay.
That to me, that is so messy. If you can afford to put your child there, hey, do what you do. And it's got to be other schools in Huntsville. It's like he's forcing these kids, forcing that little boy. Um, and I know they're siblings,
Mm-hmm.
but the kids don't deserve you. And he just said last week he wouldn't do anything to hurt his children. The kids
Well,
don't deserve what this man is doing.
so
And if
Maritha,
he,
he does have all the kids together. Like when they exchange weeks, they are all together. They are aware that they are all siblings. So they've been together for probably over a
yeah,
year and a
I
half now.
I know that they have been together, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just for me. It's just for me. Sometimes when I see pictures of those little kids, it's
Mm-hmm.
it's not like when you see pictures of them when they are with their mom. It's like when they smile when they're with Mel, it's just a light that is in their eyes. And
Mm-hmm.
with when they're with Martell, it's just like a plastered smile on their face. And I'm sure there's no doubt that they love their little brother. And but Martell he didn't do this as okay, I'm gonna put him in the best school, this, that, and the other. He's gonna be with his he's gonna be with his sibling. That wasn't on his mind. That's not the way he think. Because look, we're talking about it now. And
Mm-hmm.
if it's for anything for him to see Mel, or anything for the baby mama to run into Mel when she's picking up sugar mama,
That's what I.
it's just the
That's
way he
exactly
do
what I
things.
think.
It's just
Mm-hmm.
the way he, it's just, and he don't understand. In the words of Nene Links,
Mm-hmm.
when you play dirty, you never win.
Yep.
And so now this man let me see he's a low down dirty, I don't know, a low down dirty snake when you use your own children to be so messy and so petty.
Yep.
That's crazy. That's just
It
crazy.
is petty. I'll agree with you on that, and I'll agree with you that whatever he said to AC and had her, flip out with that message, because literally she posted that maybe 15 minutes or so before I came on live with you guys. Um, it is wild that he keeps that part going, and that's the part that everyone keeps missing when they say that Mel is doing XYZ. She is being goaded all of the time. What do you guys have to say, Tasha and Denny, Simply Beautiful?
When I when when I saw that live this morning with AC, I said her demeanor has totally changed from this weekend. You could tell she was disturbed this weekend, especially with the interaction with her children. And today she was so elated. I mean, she was like walking on air. And I said, something done happened with Martell for her demeanor to change like that. But I had no clue that it was this. I I
Right.
think I think um please don't kill me for this. I don't see anything wrong with him affording his son this, or trying to afford some of the things his other kids have. I don't see a problem with that. That baby is
Mm-hmm.
innocent.
Right.
However, I feel like, you know, he did it with that school because he wants to disturb Mel. They have week on, week off. On Melody's week, there's a possibility she may run into that young lady. You know what I
Bingo.
mean? And I think
Bingo.
that's why he did it. I think that's why he did it. But I don't see a problem with him, treating his son somewhat like the other kids. You know what I mean? I cannot, go against that. That baby is innocent. However, the fact that Mel would have to, come across this girl's path, I believe that's foul. I just that's low, you
Okay.
know.
I do. How
I,
about you,
I,
Denny? Oh, I'm sorry.
I wanted to raise the point that he called the child Maverick in his caption and not Knox.
Yes.
Yes.
And I, in the past, do believe that AC was stating that his name is not going to start with an M, like Martell wanted it to, and his name is Knox. So she was adamant about that when she was angry with him in the past. And she said, stop calling him Maverick. His name is Knox. So in this caption, he hashtagged Maverick, my son, and then he referred to him as Maverick. And I don't see her objecting to that. So I'm like, something is going on here.
She
Did she
liked that
approve?
picture.
Yeah. So is it now they're in cahoots and she is now allowing him to call him Maverick? I mean, like,
Bingo.
what's the clue in that?
Yeah. That's
Oh,
exactly what's happening. That's exactly what's happening. At the end of the day, she is fed. She feeds off of anything that she thinks is negative or going against Melody, in my opinion. That's how it looks, that's how it feels. And it's always felt like that. And that is why That's why Mel said the disrespect stops. I'm done. I'm tired. I can't keep it up. I can't keep up with you not protecting me, not protecting our home, not protecting our children, not protecting their legacy. There's so much.
Yes, and that's also why Mel called him the ringleader in last week's episode over all the stuff that the Scots and everyone was keeping up. She called him the ringleader. And this is just another example to show that he is the ringleader towards anything that he thinks is going to take a jab at Mel. And one thing about having children with someone who is a narcissist or a narcissistic personality disorder, you have to go through HELL on every turn, because these people will not stop trying to antagonize you in any way that they can find possible. And it's like someone else just said, the mindset of this person is just is baffling. It's just, I don't even know what to say. He's just an awful.
But
Yeah,
have you noticed? Have you
someone just
noticed?
sent me a message someone just sent me a message. Sorry about that. That says that the baby's name is Maverick Knox Holt.
Yeah.
Oh, so why would she say that his name is not Maverick? It's Knox. I don't know. She's the one who's.
So let me see if I can post this. But someone actually asked the same question you're asking. They said that
she went on live.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Because I know he said he wanted all of his children's name to start with an M.
Oh.
And she refused to do it, from what I understood.
Right. Okay. How about you, Simply Beautiful?
Yeah, she went on live. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hold on.
Yes.
Okay. I think she went on live.
Okay. For some reason, I lost Simply Beautiful. Can you hear me?
I'm gonna switch over.
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you, Diane. I don't know what happened with her.
Can you hear me?
Okay, I hear you now. Okay, so
okay.
everyone else, if you can turn off your mics, and Simply Beautiful, you're just on, okay?
The reason why. Okay. The reason why she went on live like a year or two ago, before this baby was born, saying that she would never name that baby want the baby to be like Mel's kids. That's one of the reasons why I think she's hell bent against saying his name isn't Maverick, because she's always said she was never gonna name him after the M name, because she did not want him to be the same as Mel's kids. I've always had a sneaky suspicion that when she said that the daycares in Huntsville was all full, that the move was they were trying to get that boy into the same daycare Sugar Mama was going to. I knew they were going to do this. My thing is, you have to be a sick individual to still be this obsessed with your ex-wife that you would use this child as a way to. So I don't understand what he's trying to do. Are you trying to see them fight or something if they possibly cross paths at the school? I feel so bad for Mel, because this is a nightmare. It's like they're trying to force her to like this kid. She owes that kid nothing. And the fact of the matter that they're trying to antagonize her at every turn, it's sick at this point. To me, and it might sound petty, but I would remove Sugar Mama from the school. I'm not gonna keep disrupting my peace because you decided that thinking your peen was more important than your family. I feel so bad for her.
I hear you, girl. So if you guys can see the screen right now, Martell has actually clarified. Someone asked the name, and he said, my son's name is Maverick Knox Holt. So he is clarifying that the son's name is Maverick. There is not a mix up there, despite the fact that she was, saying that's not true. Um, it looks like that birth certificate says something else.
For the life of me, I can't understand why this girl continually let this man use her the way that he uses
I'm
her.
gonna switch phones real quick.
I mean, she don't have the sense of an ant. I mean, Sheree dismissed him. Mel dismissed him. So he always have her to fall back on, and this move was to appease her. See, you know he's so calculating that it upsets you that a person could be that way, but you always see it coming. So why are we surprised? But
I also think he did this today too because of all how the episodes that just aired, and everybody see him really for who he is. And I think he did this today to try to counteract that. I don't know. I just find it, because it's also how late in the school year, you know?
Yeah,
And he
we've
did.
gone a couple of months, but she was supposedly just moved, so we don't know where she is in the vicinity because she would have to be nearby to that school as well. Who knows? He could be living with her. They could be living together, as far as we know.
Wow.
When I see that, I mute her or just slide it past. But the apartment or whatever she's living in, it just looked like the kitchen looked like not two people could fit in. So I'm not sure. But I'm happy for her. She got her own place now for her and her kids. But I just don't understand how a female can continue to let a man just use her. For this right here, I thought what happened with the conversation between him and his mom was uh was a mess. But I'm not gonna say
Yeah.
this the lowest he could go, but this right here, mm, mm, yeah, yeah.
So I'm
Maybe
gonna add.
Mel on her weeks to pick the children up, because Ms. Van said she's moving, having a house in Huntsville so she could assist Mel. So maybe Mel will arrange it where she don't even have to interact with this female.
Maybe I'm gonna have Anonymous talk, and then we're
Oh
gonna have to
yeah.
bring someone else in. So, Anonymous, you wanna share?
Hello, DyanaRozay. Love your picture and your
Hi.
profile.
Oh,
Very
thank you.
chic and couture. Love it.
Thank you. Welcome to the
No
channel.
problem. Well, hello, family. Maritha and the rest of the people. I probably know
Hey.
you from others.
Hello.
Hi there.
I have a different take with this. I think this is dangerous for Sugar Mama.
Okay.
The reason why, I don't know if you remember, I think it was the season 3 with Love and Marriage Huntsville, where Melody and Martell, after the Vegas trip, they decided to do the co-parenting classes together.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the co-parenting class, Melody specifically stated to the, I guess, psychologist who was there, as well as Martell, that she's concerned about having her children around any enemies of hers or frenemies of his.
Mm-hmm.
And they were alluding to Arion Curry, Coleslaw, or who I call the peasant. And Martell at that time didn't care that she was bringing up the situation. But there's been a couple of things that I call her the peasant, because he called her a peasant, so I'm going to say that, stated on her IG lives that are a little disturbing regarding the children. She's made comments that Sugar Mama was the one that got Knox sick from the trip or when they've been together. She's also made disparaging comments about the children, all M&M kids. And then also there's a little bit of alleged things that happened regarding what happened to the son of Melody's. And I've heard reports that the peasant was there when it happened. So, and Melody got the 56 days where Martell couldn't have contact. Mm-hmm. So the big thing is not so much that the children are going to be at the same school, it's whether the peasant has access to Melody's children, potentially. Mm-hmm. Because if she has this hatred of Melody and is stalking, fatal attraction, you name it, the children could be attacked. And that's the part where I don't think Martell, or I call him Hotel, is even concerned about what's in the best interest of his children with Melody at all. This woman stalks Melody every chance she gets on her IG Live. Her mannerisms, statements, you name it. Martell went 7 or 8 years ago to recruit this woman to specifically destroy his ex-wife. So that's, to me, is the concern. And that's why I think hopefully Melody and her legal team are doing some things to protect Sugar Mama, potentially. Because if Knox or the child that we saw with the picture is going to the school, the peasant's going to be there. And I just feel she can be there. I don't think she's moved out to Dayton, Ohio. I think she's still in Huntsville. And that's the fear where I have, where because of what she said on her IG Lives, it is a dangerous situation for the child, not necessarily because both children could be at the same school. It's what the mother of Knox would do. And that's why I say this is kind of scary what he's doing, because he's not thinking that he's put these two women, or at least he had the peasant attack Melody on purpose for his own sick psychotic methods, but he's putting his own children with Melody in danger potentially. And that's my thoughts on that.
Okay. He doesn't care. Yeah. Martell only cares about himself. And to even go as far as to do this shows you what type of person he is.
Okay.
I mean,
JT,
that's
you wanna...
crazy. Oh, Lord. Too much.
Hi, Miss JT.
Hey, Dyana. Oh, girl, I love you so much.
Oh, thank you.
I have a question. I just kind of tapped in. Are you guys saying that he took that baby to the same school as Sugar Mama?
Mm-hmm.
That's what's alleged.
So that's what's being alleged. That he actually posted a picture. I'll put it back up. And he said that today was his first day. He said it took him 1 year to bring this baby to his new school. And today was picture day. Here's the picture. Today was picture day. And then he also gave us this caption where he said, it seems like, last month I was saying I had one more to get into school. And a year later, Maverick is here, haircut, and he went to school. No better day than school picture day. Hats off to a great week. And he hashtagged his son, father's son, first week. So it looks like, I'm not sure. There was someone else who had made a comment. He posted both this comment or picture and the caption. He posted it to both Facebook and to his IG. So this is his big coming out, because he's been hiding on social media for a while. He hasn't even promoted his wine. So today was his big coming out. Not that magazine. The magazine, they basically ditched that magazine. I don't even, if anyone got it, it was the subscribers only. I hadn't seen it on any newsstand, and you cannot purchase it online. So he made this his big coming out, and it happens to be the day after Carlos's big meeting, and also the day after, it looks like, he asked if she could be on the show.
Oh, my thing is going
Carlos
in and out.
said absolutely never.
Oh my God. He asked, can she be on the show too?
Yes. So
I think he's trying to put her on the show.
Right.
Oh my
so here's the
word.
message. Arionne said here, she posted this. I caught it 15 minutes after she posted it. And it says, Here we go. No, I will never be on Love and Marriage Huntsville, nor will my son. They've asked for him, meaning the son, to be on numerous times. And then she said, Carlos was just in Huntsville. He met with the cast yesterday. And when my name was brought up, he said I was too disrespectful. She also basically alluded to the fact she had to sign a contract saying she would never speak Oprah's name or anything else about the show. But she
Well,
says it every time.
She got Oprah.
child, Oprah ain't even. Oprah is not worried about that girl. That girl,
Well,
Oprah
that's
got
what
a
it
billion
says.
things going
She
on.
said that she messed up signing the contract. She said, you guys finessed me into signing that contract, and I hate that for me. So it doesn't look like she can write a book or anything else.
Well, she just played herself then.
When has she not played
She
herself?
played herself.
Maritha, when has she not played herself? Hi, Diana. My name is Asia. How you doing, love?
Hey,
I'm good.
sis.
How are
What's
you?
happening, y'all? Hi, family. I just literally left
Hey.
a message on responded to somebody else's page about this. First things first, what really tickles me is that Hotel and Coleslaw, aka Miss Two Parent Household, keep trying to compete with Mel when they're not even in her race. That's number one. Number two, at this point, this is a very legal situation, if this is true. Mel really needs to watch Stalker on Netflix because the end game here is either something is going to happen to her and he's going to be in prison, or she and those kids are going to be really scarred for life. This is not nothing to play with. You got two people here trying to actually be you, especially single black female peasant over there. Cause she ain't had no doggone Bob until Mel had her Bob and was running after Martell. Martell, Martell. That was when that happened. So
Well,
she needs to get a restraining
Oh
order.
God, I can't.
She
I think
did.
the older kids they're most likely they're in a different school. But the one thing that I appreciate about Melody and her children are that she teaches them to be vocal and speak up. So I don't think that, sometimes people are afraid. Remember one of the things that happened in last week's show, even though I know a lot of people were upset, but when she was asking Martell's mom, she didn't say, how did you raise your kids? She said, Miss Marlene, were you in your household growing up? Were you able to talk and share your feelings, or were you, told to sweep things under the rug? She was actually asking that of his mother, like, you're teaching your son who said he was bullied, and that probably affected him a lot, from what we can see of him as an adult. And he still wasn't willing to say. He was like, I don't think I ever told her that. And she was like, no, he was not allowed to tell me anything like that. But what she was trying to show was, I teach my kids to talk. I teach them to tell. I teach them to say when things are wrong, because I don't want them to, fall into those crazy ways where they're not able to communicate and things are happening to them. Whereas he may be the opposite. And then she had asked him if he would be willing to go to parenting classes so that they could be on the same page. But a lot of people took that the wrong way. Like, oh, you're making fun of her parenting. She actually brought in the parenting about her and Martell. She didn't ask her about her parenting with Martell. She said, how were you? How did you get handled as a child? So that was really a big, I thought, a big thing, because she's right. You want your girls, they tell you don't even take your kids to school until they can talk so that they can tell you what the hell happened. Okay. You need to
Exactly.
know what is going on. And I know when those kids come to her, she asks, hey, how was it? What happened? What's going on? She wants to know, and they're going to tell her, and she gives them a safe space. And if they're not able to tell it to her, they can tell it to Grandma Vanessa. If they're not able to tell it to her, she also has them in therapy where they can share things. She has a lot of safe spaces for those kids. So I'm hopeful. I know that when she first started talking about it, I was like, she understood. I got to put these things in place so that I can protect them and I can show them how to protect themselves as
Correct.
much as I can.
But where they're spending most of their time during the day, if this is true, it is no longer a safe space. And I've said it before that she needs to get a restraining order against both of them.
I agree.
She needs to get supervised visitations. If she gets full custody, because that's what she needs to sue him for. If she gets full custody, she'll be able to move out of Huntsville. Because she had already said, remember during the last reunion, she hates Huntsville. I don't blame her. I would.
So when they
not-
divorced, they divorced agreeing on split custody, and the full custody
Right.
case is Martell taking her to court. She didn't countersue him.
And you
Oh,
know what?
she hasn't
that was her
countersued?
fault. That was her fault because she should have countersued. This whole he's my children's father, that's not justifiable anymore. That's not okay. That's not gonna work. Okay.
No, she can with this new information, just telling you, DyanaRozay,
Yeah.
she can file a motion to modify at any time if
She could have
significant changes have happened.
So
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
can.
I'm looking at the comments. I think it's Diva for Show. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. I'm sorry, guys, I had to interrupt for that.
Oh no, you
Oh no,
good.
you got to talk about your money.
Yeah. She can definitely go and countersue, especially with what everything that's going on. You know, you can't use that excuse that he's the father of my children. He is not safe. He is not mentally stable. This dude does need a psyche eval. Okay. He's sitting up here, he's sending her all types of text messages, then denying them. She's pulling up the text. He don't know whether he's coming or going. He doesn't have a reliable source of income. I mean, clearly, because he didn't even turn in his financials when they initially went to court, and that's why it was delayed. So clearly, that wine, that cookbook, that stuff isn't selling the way he thinks it's supposed to be selling. Why would it?
Right.
Nobody knows you for cooking. You're not a wine expert. So why would anybody do that? I mean, you won't even study for an open book test. So,
Right.
I mean, your motivation, your discipline is not there. You've already, clearly, you don't have
Right.
self-control, and you have a complete disregard for people's well-being, including your children, since you were moving back and forth between house to house during the pandemic.
Right.
Yeah, I think she has enough to just file a motion.
She really does.
To do it. And really, this is the thing that I think Asia is making the great point. If you see him with the traits of being a narcissistic sociopath or a malignant narcissist, I think you need to do supervised visitation for a period to make sure he gets the mandated therapy. And he has to have report or progress reports with the guardian ad litem and the court to make sure he's, moving in the right direction. Because right now, I think Asia's making a great point. He is spiraling out of control with what's going on. And you can't be reactionary. You need to be proactive here. And her legal counsel, her attorneys, even though, Melody's like, well, I got to work. But right now, with this peasant and him doing this to have him in the same school, this is dangerous for Sugar Mama. This is very dangerous for her.
I think that, everybody has valid points, but I think that when it comes to the courts and to the legal system, it takes quite a bit to prove that a parent is unfit. We can look at narcissism and everything like that, but in court, I don't think that would be enough grounds to stand on as far as proving him as an unfit parent and needing supervised visits. Now, there may be other things going on behind the scenes that she may be able to continue to build a case on. If he's sending emails and doing irrational things that may harm the kids. But I think that she may have to continue to compound evidence of his mental instability in order to take it back to court and actually win the case.
Yeah,
Actually, she
she
already
just
does
have to
have enough.
file it in a motion
That's it.
and
She's
Well,
already
she can
allow
file
it
it,
to
but
be
as far
done.
as yeah, but as far as proving it is concerned, then I think that that's a totally different thing, and
no, she
the
can
burden
prove
of
it.
proof it will have to be on her, and you have to take more than some emotions or he put his kids into the school, you know, because he has to be proven as unfit, and none of those things in the court of law is going to probably win a case to say that, okay, he's an unfit parent from doing this. I know we have our perspective of it, and I think everyone is totally accurate. But I'm just saying, when it comes to the court of law, they have a different level of when it comes to building a case, and the elements of being an unfit parent has to be present for her to actually win.
Like we know
Right.
that, but she's got enough right at this point of
Yeah,
proving
hello
that he's
everyone.
an unfit parent.
So
She's
we
got
also
more than enough. And that's why a psyche vow needs to be court mandated. Because
So
he's
we also
already
have to remember, guys, we also have to remember that she already kind of went through this at the beginning of the year, and he was asked to go to therapy, remember? And she said
and
that
he
Right.
he
didn't.
had done it. So whatever the judge had made, you know, whatever decision she had made at the beginning of the year, for her to come back so soon when they're going through this might feel a little weird. Um, and probably frowned upon. So we probably should, I'm sure that she is, you know, doing what she needs to do for that. But I want to make sure that I get everybody. So I want to have Hannah, and then, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, Alsophilia.
I'm going to drop down and let
Absolutely
you have it,
correct.
Diana. It's been a
Yes.
pleasure.
I'm going to drop
Okay.
down. Thank you, Diana.
Thank
Hello
you so much.
everyone.
Appreciate you. Hi.
Yes, I was just wanting to say I'm listening to the conversation and it's good, and I wanted to thank you for allowing me to come up and share. But what I was thinking, I said, Martell, you know, he has a criminal mind. And I think that he's using Curry and his son to weaponize Melody, and to get people to stop talking about that last episode where he looked like he was thirsty and looked like he was trying to get mail back. And he's always use when he gets mad at her, he brings that daughter, I mean that son, and Curry rebounds and come back into, she been silent. He's been silent as well. And so I'm thinking that because that episode came out, and he was looking really bad. People been talking about it. He had to find a way to stop that, people from talking about that episode. So what he do? He bring this son out. And I'm pretty sure, but I'm not pretty sure, but I think that it is Curry who enrolled that child in school. Martell ain't trying to enroll no kids in school. He didn't even enroll Sugar Mama. Melody did all that. Curry enrolled that child in the school she wanted to enroll him in. And I don't believe it's the same school, because if it was the same school and it's picture day, both kids would have been there taking pictures. So
Good point.
I don't
And
think
he has
that,
the kids to speak.
right. And I really don't think it's the same school. But that's just my opinion. I mean, time will tell. But
You're
right
right.
now, he's just trying to get back at Melody for something that he's mad about, that's not going right in his life. And Curry is, and my question is, how does she know what the conversation was that Carlos had with his cast member? She's not a cast member. Martell probably went back to that girl and lied again. Why is he telling this girl what's going on in a business meeting? It's crazy. But anyway, that's how he kept getting in trouble before, running back, telling her everything. And then she'll go and run her mouth. But that's just how foolish she is,
Yeah,
to
I
always
agree.
tell her, she's going to come back on social media. Okay, I'm going
Okay,
to
I'm getting
mute.
a lot of feedback off of your microphone for some reason. Are you still on?
Me?
Yeah. Okay, so I don't know what's wrong. I think your I'm getting a lot of feedback off of your microphone, so I'm going to have it go to Alsophilia. But I
Yes.
appreciate you chatting. If you want to just hold on, mute your phone, your microphone. I'm not sure why it's why we're getting feedback from that one.
Hi, DyanaRozay. I love your channel. I've been watching you for a while now, and I'm totally obsessed. I really don't listen to other content creators the way that I have faith in your content, because you generally, you know, have the real receipts. But what I would like to say is Martell is so sad and so pitiful that he's doing anything that he can to be relevant, because outside of these publicity stunts is what I'm calling them, he has nothing. Where's the wine? What happened to the wine? What
We don't know.
happened? I know, it's like people was putting in orders, then they were complaining, and then it went dead. It's like no more wine. Sound like She by Sheree. And her Shein clothes like his wine was Sutter home. And also Martell and Sheree are both Capricorns.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, they're both Capricorns. And the thing about that is they're both so egotistical. They think so much of themselves. They're identical except for it's male and female. They both married for money. They both think they look better than what they do. They both want to be this business mogul, and neither one of them can count to 1,000 with both of their heads put together within 30 seconds. I'm just saying, it's ridiculous. Like, at some
Right.
point, Martell with this little, listen, chicken head, side piece, horse manure, putting that baby in the same school as Sugar Mama is so disrespectful. And the only reason why I don't think they're in the same school, because I feel like Melody is probably have Sugar Mama in private school, and Martell can't afford for that baby to go to private school.
Listen, I have to say, I cannot confirm that that child is in the same school with the other. This was something that I guess came out a little bit earlier. When I went
Uh-huh.
to look for evidence, what I found was someone basically saying that they had saw him with the older child at another school and kind of giving him props for keeping all of the children, together, that kind of thing, letting them know each other and that stuff. But I can't say for sure that they are in the same school. This is all alleged. So I just
And
want to say that. But I believe it was Hannah, whoever said that he did say it was picture day. If he had one child, he'd have the other because this was his week, I believe. Melody is in LA. She just posted some pictures a little earlier, letting everyone know she was in LA. So.
and I would just like to add, in regards to my little sister in my head, Melody, Cherie.
Mm-hmm.
She is Scorpio like me. I think our birthdays are like 4 days apart. Listen,
Mm-hmm.
I was married to a narcissist butthole just like Martell. And I did exactly what she did because I wanted all my kids by one man. So I stayed through the cheating, hoping that it'll work out, this, that, and the third, and everything. I had my last baby. He always wanted 10 kids. Sound like Martell, don't it?
Right.
And now, years later, he has nine.
He has
Nine.
9 kids.
Nine
Wow.
kids. When I divorced him, because listen, after I had my last baby, pretty much like Mel, after she had Sugar Mama, she was like, I'm done having kids, right?
Right.
That was my same mentality when I was her age. I'm 52 now. I was in my 20s then. And I had all my kids by one man, because it's nothing worse than having baby daddy drama with more than one man. So for those women that are strong enough to handle that, kudos to them. They stronger than me. I just stayed with a butthole and took it all on the chin, bounced back, left him. I ain't take nothing when I left. I took me and my 3 kids. You understand? So I understand her struggle. I have extra empathy for her because I dealt with a man like that. All the women love him. He's so charming, and all of that, and people
Mm-hmm.
looked at me like I was the bad guy because I left the marriage and this, that, and the third. And baby, let me tell you something. I did good. I leveled up and I did better. And like Mel, When God said go, I prayed him up off me. So hey, listen, she be
Yeah.
just fine. What she need to do is stop giving him the benefit of the doubt. He don't deserve it.
Can I say something real quick?
Yes.
Yeah.
My phone is messing up. I don't know if
Okay.
you can hear me.
I can hear you. Nope, I lost Jasmine. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like when you're dealing with a man that's
Um,
attractive and women like, a lot of women turn a blind eye to the reality of what they're seeing because people can be tricked by a
Right.
charming person.
Right.
And so I got all the negativity, all the stuff, all the smoke they got from Mel. And just like with I had a girlfriend and her husband was cheating on her left and right. What I did learn in life is don't never tell a woman a man is cheating because they don't want to hear it. Let them find out for themselves.
Right. You're
I
right.
knew my girlfriend's husband was cheating, and one thing's for certain and two for sure. I just said, you know what? It's not my place to interject my opinion about your relationship because 9 times out of 10, just like I got woman's intuition, so does every other woman. That's what we do have in common: women's intuition.
Right. I agree. I agree. And I agree that, for whatever reason, men who are narcissistic, they a lot of times they are very, very charming. And people, y'all know the one thing that burns me up every time I hear her say it, Tisha, when she says, you are the one who tried to destroy my marriage. And to this day, Martell will say, I have proof. I know. And she never confronts him on that. She said that she thought Mel put it in his ear. For what? What reason would he have to this very day to say that? He's not helping Mel with anything. But for whatever
But and
reason, there's
then
this blind charm that happens with
and then
narcissistic men.
Diana, think
Uh-huh.
about this too. She's seen and been watching just like we watching. Marceau has paid for Arionne's car to get fixed. Did she
Yep,
miss that memo?
she did.
How you missed that memo? So listen, I don't care nothing about what he doing with another. You ain't never paying, taking money out of my household to support somebody being in an adulterous relationship. I'm mad about that. It ain't even your girl. It's his girl, and you paying to get her car fixed. What's up? So that's what Martell is saying. Yes, he got dirt on him. They've been doing that together.
I know. Oh,
I'm just
I
trying to figure out, did she not get that memo? 'Cause she worried about everything else. Ariane said it on all the lives, and I'm sure she has heard it. I'm sure.
She tried to bring it up at the beginning of fourth season, but Marceau said, Tisha, this ain't what you want. I promise you. Don't say another word, okay? And she
Oh,
stopped talking.
sure did.
She sure
And,
did. I
and
have
then
843 of you in the chat. If you guys can go ahead and hit that like button, and thank you to everyone who's helping out in the chat. Tanga J, I appreciate you.
one
Okay.
other thing before I go,
Uh-huh.
just one last thing.
Mm-hmm.
When Marceau on the upcoming episode is saying, Tisha, don't be the jealous wife, did you see how he triggered her?
Yeah, I did. That's the first time we
Because
ever
my
saw
thing
her
is,
hit back like that.
listen, she knows that Marceau secretly wants Mel. I don't care. I could see it through the TV. So I know he feel that same energy. Every time he see that woman, he light up like a doggone kid in the candy store. He
Mm-hmm.
want him some of that Mel, and it's not even about her appearance. He likes her ambition. He likes her drive. He
He
likes her
likes her in.
personality. He likes
Yeah.
her strength. He likes her. And if he had a chance, Marceau would ditch Tisha to get with Mel, but see, he won't do it because he know Mel don't want him. But also, he has everything in Tisha's name. Have y'all noticed that all these men on the show has been a piggyback to their wives? It might as well be called the men that leech off woman and come up of Huntsville, because that's what it's like. Martell leech off a male. Marceau got all the businesses and responsibilities in Tisha's name. I almost called her his lap dog. Lord, don't let me disrespect like that. And then Kimmy, who brought up Maurice by helping him become a lawyer. So can we just address that for a minute? These are the sorriest men I ever seen in my life.
Wow, that's true. I'm gonna tell you, it's a lot. It's a lot. Okay, I got 833 watching, the 833 in the
I'm
chat.
gonna drop
Thank y'all
down.
so much for hitting it.
Thank you
Okay,
for
thank you
having me.
so much. I appreciate you coming on and
Okay.
sharing. Thank you
And
for
I'll
being
still be here in the chat.
okay. I appreciate you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Miss Jasmine, I'm so sorry you've been waiting. Go ahead and let me know what you got to say.
Oh, no, you're okay. Thank you so much for having me on your platform. Can you hear me okay?
I hear you great.
Wonderful. For starters, want to say that you have a beautiful platform. I watch it with my mother. I
Oh,
just have a
thank
few.
you.
I just have a few points that I want to make. Number
Okay.
one, I am of your demographic that watches that's within their 20s, and I just wanted
Mm-hmm.
to say that um, I don't know if we're saying her name, but AC does not represent my generation or how the young women carry themselves. She's a broken young woman that
Uh-huh.
the foundation that she comes from was not rooted in carrying yourself in a way where you love yourself. And so I
Mm-hmm.
just wanted that to be very clear that she does not, which no one has said that she does, but I just was giving a little hope out there that that's not how all young women carry themselves. And then in
Mm-hmm.
terms of Martell and his behavior, he's just a broken man. He's a
Mm-hmm.
broken man that unfortunately the stock in which he comes from, he wasn't poured in to be anything other than what he is now. And what we're seeing is a manifestation of years of his own trauma and his own ignorance. And he just doesn't measure up. He as a sick and twisted, I do think he loves male, but it's from the narcissistic point of view of its love in terms of what he can drain from Melody. And he's now utilizing those kids as like a charm to dangle in front of her of this is the only way that I still have access to you. It's the only way I can still try to drain off of you. So all of these side breakdowns and, ill behaviors is just him cutting the fool, as they would say, because he can't drain off of her any more than what he had been.
Yeah, I agree with you. At the end of the day, and I've said this before my platform, I'll say it again. A man taking children from a mother is one of the most violent things you can do. Period.
Mm-hmm,
It is
mm-hmm,
violent. And it bothers me. It bothers me that he even could even think to do it, to be honest. And the way it happened so soon. I mean, I believe Melody when she showed up and she said, I have no idea how this happened. We had joint custody, things were going great. The vacation went well. Then all of a sudden I'm hit with this. I believed her. Okay.
mm-hmm,
Thank you, Diva for show for becoming a member. I appreciate you so much. I did. I believed her. And she has been following the court order. She's kept her mouth shut. She hasn't said a whole lot of anything about anything. So right now she's cruising through, but I know that I feel in my heart, like, you know what? She's winning at the end of the day.
yeah,
That's my opinion.
I
She's winning at
absolutely agree.
the end of the day. I've said this also before. Melody is very smart. She is very
Mm-hmm,
savvy. She's very smart and savvy in a way that I have not seen a lot of women be in that situation. She was on her live today, and she said something. If you guys had a chance to see it, she was speaking to someone from Assist You To, something like that, Assist You to Win or something of that nature.
mm-hmm,
Anyway, he said something like, after you get divorced, you don't divorce your dreams. And he said to her, I know that you know what I'm talking about. And she was like, absolutely. He was like, things you adopt, you will drop, but things you birth, you will see through to the end. And that's how I feel she sees with her show. This show belongs to her. She birthed it. She will see it through
mm-hmm,
to the end. Everybody else, they can drop, they can go. Okay. But
absolutely.
she gets to see it through to the end. And
And
I believe that to be true of everybody, actually. Whatever it is that you do in your life, I believe that to be true for you. Okay. I'm sorry
absolutely.
about that. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying that I absolutely agree with you. And above anything, she has grace and she has covering and favor over her life. She
She
has
does.
operated with good character and good intent. And I believe that if you stay strong to that and you have a set of morals and values that are of
Hmm.
good nature, you will always overcome whatever obstacle or whatever the enemy tries to put before you. And that is why we continue to see Melody win, and that is why she will continue to be the star, whether on that show or in her personal life, because she has a good character.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. 100%. And I also agree. I know you said that that person doesn't represent your demographic. I say all the time, you should hear how I speak to my friends about young women. You guys are doing it. There's a few people that talk loud, but they are very few. Okay. But yes, you guys are, including Melody. I'm in awe of how well you guys move, and how you're not willing to sit and stay quiet. You say what's wrong. I love it. I love it. Honestly,
Well, thank you.
kudos.
And
You
I
are representing us well.
Well, I'll say this one last thing and then I'll drop. Thank you to all of the women that have come up and shared their story. I don't think that the women of my generation would be able to be as zesty and have the opportunities we have now if it wasn't for the women that came before us, that unfortunately y'all may not have had opportunities or, you know, been given the same opportunities we've had, where you can have those voices or you could break free from those relationships. So that's not something to be sidelined or looked down on at all. I understand that there were a lot of, different dynamics and things at play. So I just would like to give flowers where flowers are due as well, to say thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, let's see. Do we have some more? We have some more people back here.
I was just trying to give everybody their round there, Diana, but I just wanted to, and you may have mentioned this in the very beginning, but I just wanted to mention this story that AC put up. And in the very beginning, what I had noticed is that she stated that there had been numerous requests for Knox to be on the show. And as you stated, we know who made that request. It seems like, Martell wants the child to be on the show. Uh-oh, it looks like Diana dropped. But it looks like, okay, there she goes. So it looks like Martell wanted Knox to be on the show. And apparently in this meeting, he either mentioned AC being on the show as well next season, or he just told her that that's what he was going to do, mention it to Carlos. And apparently, whatever information he came back with to her, like you said, that's what got her all hot and steamy, because the answer apparently was no. Um, but it looks like even if she is not going to be on the show, Martell wanted to bring Knox on the show, but she would not agree to Knox being on the show if she couldn't be on there as well.
Bingo. That's exactly what it was. He was asking for Knox, and in order to bring Knox, he would have to bring her. And they said absolutely never. Can't happen.
Yeah, so if no Knox, then okay, well, he's not going to be on the show if I can't be on there. And I think that's basically what happened. And now she's going off.
Right.
Can I
Right.
ask a question? Am I getting any feedback this time?
No, you're not.
Okay. Now, she said she had signed a contract. So obviously, Carlos had wanted her at some point. But then
I don't think it was a contract. It wasn't a contract. It was telling her what not to do. And she said that she screwed herself in doing it.
so it was an agreement, is basically what you're saying, not a
It sounded
contract.
like
So
it
she,
was a
Indeed.
promise. And if you signed this gag order, it was a bunch of promises saying, don't do these things. And if you don't do these things, then we'll bring you on at a later date. And then Carlos said no.
so now didn't she say in her post today that it was a contract, or did I read it wrong?
No, she said it was a contract, but that's not what a contract does. So she's
Okay.
saying that it basically told her what not to do. Don't speak about Oprah. Don't do this. Don't do this. And then she said, you guys finessed me into signing that. And I hate that for me because she's no longer able to talk about the things she was rattling on about. And I had shared with you guys a couple of months ago that I was pretty sure they had her sign a gag order. And she can't come on anyway because she threatened to unalive herself. That is the biggest liability you can have, in my opinion. And that was always my thinking, like, how would they put her on the show when she's already said that the show makes her feel away? So putting her on the show means that she can threaten that anytime she feels. So no, 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 no. That's a big liability. There isn't a lawyer that I can imagine at OWN who would be willing to do that.
Wow. So she don't even know what she signs sounds like. Because
No, absolutely not.
that is so ridiculous. But she's getting everything she deserves. She probably was following Martell's directions, and he don't know what he doing. The blind leading the blind. It is just ridiculous. But
Yeah.
again, they're both getting exactly what they deserve.
She's
Yep.
probably mad that Mark got on the show and she didn't make the cut.
Whew. And he's quiet too. Quiet as a church mouse. Changed his name on his IG and everything.
Well, she
Yeah.
mad because she ain't getting paid. She wants to make money off this show, and it's apparent that their finances are not intact because she just moved about a year ago, it seemed like, and then here she is moving again, and she was all bragging about, oh, I have a 4-bedroom house, I have a 3-car garage, all this. And now all of a sudden she moving again. So that's evident that the finances are not right. And that's what they're really mad about. They're seeing Melody living out her dreams when they tried to destroy this woman. They tried everything that they could for years to make this woman basically break this woman, but they were unable to do it. And that is why her and Martell are so mad. And I'm pretty sure he's going to make, I always say this, he is going to make that woman coleslaw pay for this and suffer for the rest of her days, or until that child is an adult and he don't have to deal with her no more. He is going to punish her because that's what people like Martell do. She did not do what he asked her to do when it came to, the A. She decided to go the route that she did to have the baby. And she wanted to, in my opinion, she wanted to get on the show. She wanted her son to get, because I'm telling you, I've seen this before where women see men of status in the community. They look at their name and then they go, even though they're married, they go and have a baby by this man because they want their child to have this status. I've seen it before. That is what her plan was, but she banked on the wrong thing because she thought it was Martell who had the money and was the brain behind Holt and Holt, but it was Melody all the time. He fooled her for years, and he's still fooling this girl. Until she get away from him, she gonna keep on going through this, and I don't feel sorry for her at all because she's gonna keep on going through
this. Oh my! You guys probably can't hear me. This thing is a mess.
It just started messing up.
It did, and then my whole thing cut out.
Okay.
Can you hear me now, though?
I can hear you. Mm-hmm.
Wanted to say this. This is one of the things I want to say. We have to accept the fact that Martell made his bed. Now he has to lie in it. This man never once respected his marriage, his businesses, his family, his children, or anything. The only problem with Martell is he is mad because Melody left him. He thought she was going to stay there and he continued on with that affair. This is what he asked for, so he needs to have at it. Move on.
Yeah, I agree. Listen, I think that after that vacation, I think it was a very sobering. It would hit him like a ton of bricks that this is done. I think so. I don't believe that he was playing it up to the camera and trying to make it seem like he wanted us to think there was something else going on. When he realized that he may have played himself, he put another set of, wheels into motion. I'm dating Sheree, had, he does what he usually does, feed AC whatever he needed to feed her so that she can put a bunch of stuff out there. It all turned ugly very, very quickly. Very, very quickly. But he was.
I agree. And I'm sorry, Dyana. I think there was so much backlash. You had mentioned that magazine article earlier, but I think that there was so much backlash. And I'm not sure if they were expecting all of that. Maybe some, but not to the extent that there was.
No,
Until
I
I think
agree.
that that certainly impacted because so many people were talking about their credibility and their reputation as a magazine. Like, why would you do this? Even another guy that runs a magazine said that, that would not be a choice that he would have made.
Right.
So I think that there was so much backlash about that until they just like, okay, let's not do this after all.
Right. I agree. They definitely changed their mind. They definitely did not do their homework. They were probably fed a lot of information from other people that, oh, I can vouch for this person. I know them. Not really paying attention to the show, not really paying attention to the fan base. And it just didn't work in their favor. But it is what it is at the end of the day. It is what
Agree.
it
And
is.
I don't know if this situation with, if it is true that he and Cherie are no longer together and they had the same, I think, PR person or someone who worked on the magazine article actually is affiliated with Sheree.
That's what I
Um,
heard.
yeah, then there may be something going on behind the scenes with that as well.
Yeah, that's
If
what I
she is the
heard.
one that plugged him into that person and they're no longer together, then who knows what has happened in that gap of time also with that.
And by the way, just so that I can clarify, I know that a lot of people were saying that they unfollowed each other. Martell and Sheree never followed each other. Sheree never liked any pictures or photos on his page. Martell liked like a handful of pictures on Sheree's page during a certain period of time where he was just trying to get some attention. But Sheree and Martell never followed each other. They just released photos to other blogs. So they didn't even put those pictures on their blogs, on their IG pages. So as far as we know, because Sheree's still supposed to show up on the show this season, she's still supposed to show up on Love and Marriage Huntsville, and he's still supposed to show up on Real Housewives of Atlanta. So they still could have some sort of work arrangement.
Yeah, I agree, but I think that since they did all of that, something has transpired. So I'm not exactly sure how far that's going to go into the um, next season of RHOA. So it's
Right.
it's it's interesting all the games that are being played behind the scenes. Melanie at the same time, like you said, is enjoying her trip in LA. I just went on her story and she's being chauffeured around and has a great big smile on her face and winking her eye. You know how she does that little shoulder thing and winks her eye. Uh, so she is whatever happened in this meeting. I think that she's very pleased with the outcome. So apparently, Martell is not, and obviously AC is not because now he's back to taking the jabs again after this meeting. So I think that whatever happened in that meeting basically kind of got him started again. So
Right. Right. Right, you guys. It's interesting stuff. It is interesting stuff. Whew. I have to say, at the end of the day, I just I know a lot of people were a little discouraged by Melody asking that we continue to watch the show. However, again, I just want to say that Melody has been a very smart cookie up to this point. Not to say that she is not human, that she doesn't make mistakes. She absolutely does. A lot of people feel like she gave Martell way too many chances. However, when she figured out that he does not get any more chances, she moved on, and that's okay too. Like, he's on the show, he was a producer on the show, um and he has his part, whatever that's going to be. But I would like to see what happens next with these people. I mean, we know where they are, but Melody does not consider them friends. She said 1,000,001 times, we will never be friends. They are work. They are, co-workers at the end of the day. That's it. We're co-workers. That's it. And not even co-workers, because she has a producer credit. So I just want to see her win, and I want to see her get to her next level, whatever that happens to be. We all have been told, we all have worked in jobs that we didn't want to be. And we never just walked out the door because, you know what I'm saying? We had to have something else lined up, or whatever the case may be. And even though Melody may not need the money, she is using this platform for a reason. So I think she has a right to do that.
I totally agree.
Let me, yeah. And I also, I'm just looking at that post that Curry said. And I know when I read it, I thought she was saying they told me not to mention her. I thought she was talking about Melody. Because if they told her not to mention Oprah, she done already messed up, because she put her in the post at Oprah. So this girl is crazy. I think it's all going back to what she saw on that show last weekend. She's mad because she knows that Martell made himself look thirsty. And then he's doing the same thing to Melody that he always do to her. It's nothing changed. And she's hurt. She's embarrassed and hurt by that. It's something dealing with Melody. She is so jealous of Melody that she cannot get over it.
Whatever she was asked to sign happened before she did the Tasha K interview. So
correct.
In that interview, she had the conversation where she said, I signed XYZ. And then, she made it seem like she was going to write a book. She made it seem like she was going to be on the show even then. And it never happened. And when she realized it wasn't going to happen, before season 4 showed up, before it aired, I think just 2 or 3 days before it aired, she had the conversation about unaliving herself. Like, I think about this when this show comes back on, which was another not so smart thing to do. But she was asked then not to talk about Oprah at all. Like, Oprah don't want her saying her name and making it seem like she's doing something to that girl. She's just wild. But she said Melody's name a couple of times. She's called her out for different things. So I don't think it was Melody. I mean, she talks greasy about her all the time.
Okay.
And I think you were absolutely right. I'm sorry, Hannah. I think you were absolutely right, Dyana. She did not have a contract, because a contract would have been presented to her by the network to actually be on the show. So that's a contract, but she may have received some sort of NDA or a gag order, if you will. And Martell may have even promised her, if you sign this or if you go along, then, it will show that you are disciplined, and then we can reconsider bringing you on the show later on. So maybe something like that may have happened.
It may have said something like that. I'm sure it was dressed up pretty cute, but whatever it said, she didn't have a lawyer look at it, because she signed her rights away, which is fine, because who needs to hear from her?
Exactly, because I think she just goes along and believes anything that he tells her, and he can just feed her all kinds of lies and fabrications, and she'll just go along with the program, thinking that it's going to benefit her in the end, and he's just stringing her along.
Yeah.
Now she was on the show, though. Her voice was, and then she said that was was supposed to help her to get on the show.
Introduce her to the show.
That's what she told what's her name? Tasha K. She said that basically Martell had wanted to go on a date with her or something to that effect. And they said no. She done told so many lies, but she was under the impression that she was getting ready to get on that show. And she would do anything to get on that show, even sign an agreement without reading it. She basically messed herself up.
Right. I agree with you. That it is what it is. So just to clarify, everyone, I know that the conversation was that Martell and Sheree had unfollowed each other. They never were following each other. The entire time of their PR relationship, they never followed each other. Not ever followed each other. Um, just an FYI. So when they said, "Oh, we think they broke up," we really don't know if that's the case because they never followed each other. So they could still be in their PR relationship. They really could be.
They could be. I don't. And furthermore, I don't know. We haven't heard anything about Martell back on Real Housewives of Atlanta again. I know they're still
Mhm.
taping as well, but if if he got into it with Kenya, and there was a big explosion, we know how Kenya is. Kenya will call security in a minute and say that she doesn't feel safe.
That's true. Well, I
So
can say this.
yes, so depending on how big that explosion was, he may not have been invited back on that show.
Well, I have seen photos of Kenya and Sheree out and about, going to the movies, things like that. They live next door to each other, so they're neighbors. So whatever happened between them did not affect Sheree's relationship with Kenya. And Sheree's a little bit of a fighter, so she'll stand up and stand by her man. But she has been out and about with Kenya. They are hanging tighter than I've ever seen them hang in any previous show ever. So it's interesting. It's interesting.
Right, and I don't think that Sheree is going to. I mean, on the show, you need some type of alliances or friendships for the show. So I don't think that Sheree is going to put her friendship or her storyline or connection with Kenya at jeopardy just so Martell can come and make a few scenes. If
Exactly.
that's the case.
So Yvonne here has said, why would she fight for this clown? Well, Yvonne, I don't think that she should, but Sheree, once someone attacks something that belongs to Sheree, she usually will push back. And this time, she and Kenya went to go see Black Panther, so they're good. Whatever happened between Kenya and Martell, Sheree is good. She literally, as soon as Black Panther came out, they all went as a group and they were taking pictures with each other and they looked like they were having a fantastic time. So there's no friendship loss between the two of them. And whatever happened between Martell and Kenya, he usually will hold a grudge for that kind of thing.
Exactly. So this little image, and what's really kind of what really throws me to Diana is all the people on Martell's page. All he has to do is just post a picture of a moment that he had with his kids or with Knox, and people are like, oh, they're like so giddy. I mean, if you're a dad, I mean, he's just doing what, a dad is supposed to do.
Hmm.
But they don't see his intention. It's like they are just totally ignoring all the other stuff and the purpose behind it. I'm like, if people really just don't understand the characteristics and the traits of someone who is narcissistic. So, and like you said, someone said earlier, if a man has muscles and a little bit of charm, these people are master manipulators where in public they can appear to be one way and behind the scenes or with their significant other, they are totally
Hmm.
somebody else.
That's true. That is true. So yeah, it's been a ride, but I wanted to make sure that I got that information out to you guys this evening, and I really appreciate all of you coming on and talking to me about it. Someone just asked again, has it been confirmed that Martell's son with Arion is at the same school? And it has not been confirmed, not on my channel anyway. I'm saying alleged on this channel because that rumor is out there. However, I have been reading the comments, and someone said that their grandson goes to the same school that Arion's son goes to, and that is not the case, that Sugar Mama does not go to that school. So just so that we're aware, there's different stories out there about the other. But You guys have been so awesome. We've been on here for a little bit, and I don't want to keep you guys on here because it is a school night. Some of y'all got to get up and get to work in the morning. So I would love to do this again tomorrow. Maybe we'll have a different topic up. I know there's some things going on with Wendy Williams that I wanted to talk to you guys about. And also, just whatever's in current events. But you guys have been so awesome. Anybody want to say some last words, Hannah or Denny?
No, I just wanted to say thank you for allowing us to share, and I'll be listening tomorrow night. Have a great night, everyone.
Oh, thank you. You too.
Yeah, and I was just actually typing in your chat, Diana. Much love, and it has been fun. So thanks for having us on.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Thank you to everyone who came on. Thank you to my members. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for the new member. I think her name is Diva for Show. I appreciate you for becoming a member. Thank you for the Snapchats. I even think I got a Cash App while I was on. So thank you so much for the Cash App. You guys have been great. And I look forward to talking to you tomorrow because this was fun. Thank you to everybody who hit that like button. 819 of you watching, 640 likes. So thank you so much. And we will catch you all on the next one.